Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're actually watching this video. So, my name's Georgia, and today is the 12th of April 2020. Yeah, it's actually weird talking about the dates every time when I'm recording these videos, but I think it's important to me to record the date of when I'm recording these videos and being in that present moment at that time, because I'm sure I'll be looking back and thinking, oh, okay, is that what I said on that day? So 2020, it's a big year, isn't it? So today it is the 12th of April, as I said, and for many of you, you are either celebrating Easter or you know about Easter, more like a Catholic Easter if you're in that kind of category. And for some of us, we'll be celebrating Easter next week, and some of us won't celebrate any Easter at all because that's not our belief system. But that is maybe the topic that I wanted to talk about, is what are the belief systems that you have engaged with or you hold on to, and are they truly your own personal belief systems, or are they someone else's that you've adapted, that you've grown to live with, that you feel like you need to follow, that you think it's the best thing to do for your family or as a society. And I think while I was walking, I was just walking, fascinated by the amount of people that were out walking on this Sunday, knowing that is Easter for a lot of people. But at the same time, I know that not everyone celebrates it, and plus we are in a lockdown period or quarantine period, and many of us are only with our immediate family, the people that we live with, or just by ourselves, staying at home. And yeah, one good option is to come out and go for a walk or cycle or a run or whatever that type of exercise might be for you. And yeah, it just came to me to look into belief systems and what we're actually exposed to. So I've been really looking into, for myself, what have I been exposed to over the past few months, years, since I was born in some way. And I know that could be pretty deep, but there are a lot of topics that have come up lately for myself and I'm looking into, and for all these things that are happening around us, mostly in regards to the virus. And then I discover new things that could be behind the scenes in regards to the virus, and whether that is true for me or not, or in general, are they true, are they not? And at the end of the day, whether it's true or not, that's not the point. I think the point is, for myself, is looking into all these different opinions, ideas, truths that come out, and see how it feels for me, how I want to take it. Is it something I want to look into, consider, contemplate? Is it something I want to believe in? And if I take it on a personal level, and if all of us took it on a personal level, I feel it is important to look at what are our true belief systems. And going back to what I initially said, are these belief systems something that we have created, or is it a societal thing, or is it because we grew up that way, or is it from our own experiences? I feel to a degree it's all of that. Like, it could be because, if you think of our parents, one of them, or our carers in some way, like, I'll base it on parents at this point, but if, for example, our mum is from this family and she grew up in this family. Our dad grew up in this family. They come together, they have me as a child or you or whoever, and they have had different upbringings and different experiences in life and different ways of thinking. And if you look beyond that, like if it's two different cultures as well, or two different religions, or two different, completely, belief systems, then how are you brought up in this life? How are you brought up in this world? And I feel it's important to look at that and look at, are your belief systems your personal only belief systems, or are they a combination of your parents' belief systems, your upbringing, your experience, what you see on TV, what you hear on the radio, what is out there, what you're exposed to? And yeah, it's a good question to ask yourself, especially at this time where you may have more time to contemplate these things. Because out there, there's so much happening, there's so much being said, especially on the mainstream media, about the virus, about what is out there and what's happening. But truly, who is running all these stories behind the scenes, and are they saying the full truth of it? So are you believing something because something is said to you and that is the way you've been trained to just believe it? Or are you questioning it? Are you asking yourself, where did this come from? What's the source of it? Is it fully true? Because a lot of times there is a story that's been said and it's a particular way, and as we all know, to a degree, the media will say only one sentence out of that story, and then we just believe in that. And then every other channel says the same thing, or radio station, or magazine, or nowadays on the internet, every other exposure we have is based on this story that they've already shared with us. So I feel it's important to do your own research and look into that and see, is this true for me? Does this sit well in my body, in my mind? Am I being told the absolute truth, or am I being told a lie or half of the truth? And I think it's more about your own freedom, your own life, your way of living. Do you want to live in fear? Do you want to live in panic? Do you want to live in a lie? Or do you want to go beyond that? Do you want to live in more freedom? Do you want to live in more in a love space, in more compassion and forgiveness and acceptance? So I'm really passionate about those topics, and I just love to live my life more in that kind of positivity and acceptance and belief system. And I've consciously have chosen that over the years. I've consciously have worked on that to actually train myself, because at the end of the day we are training ourselves to believe, a certain way. Even when we recognize that all these other things that have been taught to us may not sit well with us, or they're not the truth for us, then we then choose how to believe. So it is a choice. It is a choice, I feel, of how you want to believe or experience life or live your life to the best of your ability and the best of your best capacity at that time. So look into that. I encourage you to really look into those topics and really look into, are these things that you're hearing from the media, the radio, the things that you read online, are they true for you? Or is there something more that needs to be said? Or do you need to do your own research? I feel it's important to really look at that. So I know it's a deep topic, but I feel it's needed to be said. I feel it's something that really highlights a lot of things, and it's something as well to look into, because at the end of the day, as I've said before, it's not what I say to you or how I say it, or uh, my opinion, my belief is better or than yours, or it's the truth. It's more how I feel I want to live my life, and then I allow other people to look into that for themselves as well. Because what is it that you want? As I said, do you want to live in a life of fear and panic and stress and limitations, or do you want to live in love and freedom and joy and being connected with yourself and others? And you know what, we will have both at some point in our lives, but my experience is that you can only be in one field at a time. So you can either be in fear or in love, and you can jump from fear to love, but they can't exist at the same time. Like, you may have an opinion about that, or you may not believe me, but try it out. Try it out for yourself. Try and be in fear and in love at the same time. It could be a split second that they shift, but it's usually we're in one, and then when we're in another. And yeah, and that's my experience. So I feel like I want to live in love as much as possible and less in fear. As a human being, I will experience fear. We are all going to experience fear. But what is the degree of that? That is up to us. Our belief systems, our truths, how we want to deal with things, respond or react, and yeah, clarifying that and clearing that for ourselves. When we recognizing that we have a limiting belief system in something and it's not our truth anymore, then how to shift from that? Because it's not about making that shift and within one day it's going to change our whole world, but it is about making all those little changes on the way and having that right support around you to make those changes for yourself, so you can go from one belief system to another, because you did not develop that belief system, that one or many belief systems, in one day. That was ingrained in you from a young child, from when you were born. Could have been in your teenage years, depends on the belief system, could have been your adult years, but the belief system did not just happen in one day. So for you to shift that, it won't take one day either. So it will take a bit more time, patience, and great support, and recognizing and acknowledging that you are being in that field or in that space of limitation, or you are playing that role at that time. So yeah, ask yourself, what am I exposed to? What are the movies I'm watching? What is the music I'm listening to? What am I reading online? Who am I interacting with? What are the conversations I'm having with people? Uh, what am I doing as a hobby? How do I pass my time when I'm bored? Like, ask yourself these questions and notice, what are you exposed to and what are your belief systems? What have you created, and what type of belief systems do you want to start creating now for yourself to move more in freedom and more in joy? Okay, that is what I encourage you to do today, and let me know how you go or how you feel about this topic. Okay, bye for now.